Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of At the Buzzer Sports, where we talk all things basketball all the time. And AJ Dybanstas just played his first college basketball regular season game. And I do want to talk about some of the things that he did throughout this game and some of the things that I was impressed by. The game is just wrapping up. There's about a minute left to play, and he's shown a lot of things that I believed he was really good at coming into the season. Now, this is one of the better freshman classes we've seen this decade. This might be the very best one with AJ, Darren Peterson, and Cameron Boozer. So we're going to be covering these guys a lot this season, this collegiate season, and we're going to be starting with AJ Dybanstas. And I think the very first thing that was very telling in this game is he can get to the rim at will. And this is something that I was saying about AJ Dybanstas before coming into the collegiate level. He just has a really good length and really good wingspan to where it's not going to take too much dribbles to get to the rim once he's around 23 to 25 feet. And I think it got easier and easier and easier for him the more reps he put towards. And in this video, we're going to be talking about his scoring, his passing, his defense. I'm going to grade his game, and I'm going to tell you like how much better he can get or what his ceiling could be this season. Now, there are a few things that I didn't love with AJ Dybanstas' game coming in, and the first thing was the handle or just the lack of separation when he is asked to create one-on-one. Well, luckily, we're in college basketball where you're not asking guys to create on the perimeter one-on-one as much. There's a lot more actions ran, a lot more deeper, more diverse actions ran at the collegiate level than there is in high school or there is at the NBA level. So you're not going to really ask AJ Dybanstas to create in isolation as much as you would really want to. And I think he was thriving. I mean, he's going off of more quick hits, more screen actions, more attacking closeouts, which I think is really good because once he does get 2 feet into the restricted area, he does become really hard to stop at the rim. The first play of the game or his first bucket of the game was him getting downhill and knocking over his defender. And the more the opposing team, Villanova, saw that, they started sending more bodies and he started making the proper reads. I mean, there was a good pick and roll action where he made a bounce pass to the big and it was an easy layup, or there was a time where he got to in between the free throw line and the restricted area and he made a kick out pass to the corner. I'm not asking him to make these diverse pick and roll reads. The more thing I would ask him to do is just to make the right read, whether it's one pass away, whether it's the lob pass. For example, first play of the game, they run an action to get Keita a lob, and it was just AJ Dybanstas standing at the left wing, and he showed some really good accuracy with the pass, which I thought was very surprising or just very impressive. So I give him props for that. And as far as the shooting and just the touch, he did miss a lot of free throws today. I don't know if that was just nerves or whether he's just not the best free throw shooter. And as far as the jump shot, he hit a really nice pull-up three, which is something I think he can get better at. I mean, he does have good elevation on his jumper, and it looks like he can get a lot of clean looks off. But as far as in the mid-range, he just struggled to create separation when he's not being able to use that strength and that head of steam all the way downhill. I just think that may be a concern from him. Like, there was multiple different possessions where he's taking a really tough contested mid-range shot, or he has to kind of like up fake and do a really tough fadeaway that doesn't fall, and he could find himself way too deep within the defense with a lot of people crowding him, and sometimes he may look overwhelmed. These are things that I expect him to get better at throughout the season, but those are just some things that I noticed and that I noted for his next game and the game after that. On to the defense. I really do think he does not know how good he can be defensively. This is somebody that I'm assuming can be one of the best perimeter defenders in this draft class. And I would say that I didn't love his aggression on that side of the floor. Now, that doesn't mean he was bad defensively, but I would say, like, with all his defensive tools, I would love to see him thrown in a bunch of different coverages. Like, I would love to see them do a 1-on-1 where he follows the ball handler and he just hounds them on the perimeter consistently. I would love to see how they would use him as a roamer, somebody that can blow up actions, play passing lanes. And I would love to see him as a rim protector because he has all of these options that he can go to. He has a very good wingspan. He's extremely long. and he can use that to protect the rim. He can use that to poke the ball away. He's extremely physical at the point of attack. We saw that a lot in high school, but just the intensity that he plays with on the defensive side of the floor could be used at BYU. And I don't think that he knows that, or that the coaches know that. And again, I'm not a scout. I'm sure they know that, but I would love to see him be used as the defensive prospect that I think he could be. And as we're watching, he just missed another free throw with 14 seconds left to play. But I do think throughout the season, we are going to see some of his defensive potential really be utilized. And we have to understand that this is still the first game of the season. So I do think it's going to edge itself on a little bit more to where he's being looked at as one of the best defensive prospects in the class, because that's what I think he is. I would like to see them push the pace a little bit more in transition. I think AJ Dybanstas could be a really good transition player just by how good he is with getting ahead downhill. I think that is what his calling card is right now in the collegiate space, just being able to get to the rim consistently, being able to be this really tough finisher around the rim, somebody that can finish through contact, absorb contact, get to the free throw line a lot of times. And it looks like they're going to have a lot of actions ran for him to where he can attack slanted defenses and build that head of steam downhill. But if I'm them, I'm just saying, hey, AJ, as soon as you get that rebound, you're going. I'm having him push the pace the second he gets the ball every single time, because that's where I feel like he can thrive on, especially if you're creating mismatches once you get into transition. Let's say we get the ball off the glass and we're running, and now we can attack the 6'1" guard who does not have nearly the physical advantages that AJ does, and now we're at the rim with a possible and one opportunity. So I do really like the finishing, the downhill ability, just the ability to get to the rim, period. I didn't think he played a bad defensive game. I don't think he played a bad defensive game in the slightest. I just think he could be a lot better on that end. And I think that has to do with a lot of tools, athleticism tools, or athletic tools that he has, or body frame that he has, to where he could be one of the best defensive prospects in this entire draft class. So I think throughout the season, we're going to see that utilized a lot more. And again, this is just the first game of the year. The jump shot is still something that I was really concerned of, and the handle was something I was really concerned of. Again, I do think that type of stuff can get better throughout the regular season, but that's not the thing that I look at AJ Dybanstas and say I'm bought in on that. What I'm bought in on is the ability to get downhill, the ability to play in transition, and the ability to be one of the most versatile defensive players in the draft class. Those are the things that I'm looking at the most with AJ Dybanstas. So overall, I would give AJ Dybanstas maybe an A-. The reason I didn't give him an A+ is because the free throw shooting, maybe it's just me being a little greedy, saying that I would want him to be more aggressive defensively, just because we know the ceiling of what he has. And then the shot making was a little bit subpar as well. But overall, I do think he had a really good game, and just being able to get downhill consistently was something that drew me in. So ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like this type of content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at @thebuzzersports_. Follow me on TikTok at @thebuzzerent. Make sure you guys join my playback room at the Buzzer Room, and make sure you guys subscribe on your way out. Peace.